What up, guys? It's Radon Sports News. Recently I made a video talking about how the NFL was fixed after that Saints-Vikings game, and I got a lot of good and bad responses from that video. A lot of people are sticking up for the NFL, saying that it's not rigged, and you're just standing up for what you love. You love the game. It's very hard to accept the fact that it is fixed, and a lot of people don't want to accept that fact, when in reality, that is the reality. It's clearly fixed. That play that Marcus Williams went out of his way not to tackle Stefon Diggs, a lot of people are saying, well, if he hit him, it would have been pass interference. He could have slowed down and stopped him. Or he could have just got out of the way. If he was so worried, he could have just got out of the way and let Ken Crawley, who was about a step behind him, tackle. Honestly, there's worlds of opportunity that Marcus Williams could have took here. There's no reason for him to go out of his way to completely dive out of the way of the tackle and actually hit his own teammate. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you're just salty, you must be a Saints fan. I'm not salty because I'm not a Saints fan. I said right in the video I didn't care who won. The game meant nothing to me. It was just a fun game to watch. But unfortunately, the NFL had to ruin that fun by fixing the game. And a lot of people are saying that, yeah, the NFL is not fixed. That couldn't be further from the truth. I'm going to name off a couple examples of how it's been fixed in the past. You want to look at the Panthers-Broncos Super Bowl. And what happened there? Cam Newton and the Panthers, they were unstoppable that year. And then you had the Broncos, and it's Peyton Manning's final year. Everybody knew that going into the game, and then you have the Broncos. It's a good story. And so what happens? What happens in this game? Cam Newton gets obliterated after being the most dominant team by far in the league. Gets obliterated, and then I remember this one play where Cam Newton ended up fumbling the ball. He looked at the ball and didn't even bother to pick it up, as if he knew he wasn't supposed to pick that ball up. That right there, I knew it was fixed. And there were so many calls in that game that either weren't called or were called that were just, no. The officiating was poor in that game, and the only reason why it was poor is because the game was fixed in the first place. They had to make those calls to ensure the Broncos won and Peyton Manning went out on top. That's how that game went. You want another example? I'll throw another example out. If you want to look at, actually you can name off quite a few New England Patriots games that you can say, all right, that was fixed. You can name a couple this year. The Houston Texans game, you can say there's a couple plays where the Texans could have easily picked Brady off at the end, but they just let the ball go. I remember the one, he caught it, and then he just let it go. He caught it and then let it go. I don't even remember the defender on Houston. I remember that play quite vividly. And then I remember when Brady threw the final TD pass to Brandon Cooks, and if you look at the Jesse James catch with the Steelers against the Patriots this year, it was the same exact play. The ball, he had it in control in the end zone, but going to the ground, the ball hit the ground, it moved a little bit, so then they said, no touchdown. That's what they said in the Pittsburgh game. That's not at all what they said for New England. They gave New England a touchdown against the Texans, but they gave Pittsburgh no touchdown against the Patriots. And then you look at the Super Bowl, the Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl, the first rigged Super Bowl for the Patriots. If you look at that, if you have beast mode, you have the ball on the 1 yard line, what are you going to do? You're going to run the ball. 100 times out of 100 times with beast mode, you're running that ball. Even if he doesn't get it the first time, you get a couple more chances. Instead, Russell Wilson throws it to Malcolm Butler right away. It wasn't even close. He just threw it. He practically handed the ball right to him. and handed the game right to him. And all you heard was, oh, Malcolm Butler, he practiced that play during the week and he couldn't do it in practice, but then he was a late scratch, late put in, and they put him in at the end, and then he made the play. That Cinderella story, am I right? Money-making story. That's what it is. That's what this whole entire business is, and it's a business. So they are trying to make the most money possible. And I don't believe there's a lot of people that don't understand that this is a business, and they are trying to make it the most amount of money as possible. They don't care to make it real. They don't care anymore. They're trying to get the most amount of money possible. And if you want to talk about the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl, the Falcons are up 28-3. All of a sudden, the Patriots figure out how to play football again. The Falcons defense completely forgets who they are. And then the Falcons offensive coordinator, Kyle Shanahan at the time, he completely forgot he had Devontae Freeman. All they had to do was run down the clock. That's all they had to do. They completely forgot they had Devontae Freeman. They just kept on throwing it the whole entire time. And that's what killed them. You cannot tell me that these NFL teams are that stupid. They are doing this their whole entire lives. And are you telling me that they are having a huge mental lapse in some of the biggest points in their entire careers? They're having a huge mental lapse. No. It does not work that way. It doesn't. And then when James White ended up scoring that final touchdown in overtime, where his knee was clearly down before he even crossed the goal line, they still ended the Super Bowl off that. Because the Patriots had to win. The game was fixed. Patriots had to win that game. The NFL is fixed. There's no way around it. You can try and nickel and dime all you want, all these different things. Oh, give excuses for all these other games. There is no excuse. The NFL is fixed. And I'm sure there's a lot of games I'm missing. And if there is, please leave comments below of what games I'm missing. Please. Really, and that's it. The NFL is fixed. End of discussion. If you don't like it, tough. I don't care. It's how it is. So if you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you want me to talk about anything, leave a comment below. I'll make a video on it. And remember, right on, brother. We'll see you.